It's morbing time, apparently. Are you bored of that meme? People aren't. People still use that. Because people. Any case, if you're not bored of morbing time, we've got ourselves a little summer event coming our way. Let's first of all talk about the good about this particular event. Free stuff. Right. So there's good, there's bad, and of course there is ugly. But what's good is for non-spending players, similar to previous events, you do get access to units. And thankfully, if you saw today's MCN, you'll know that there was the topic of discussion about units. Now, as you know, I like free units. We all like free units. This particular event seems like it rotates 3 times, which of course with that 390, which you can see on screen, and also because I've just counted up all the units within here, going up to day number 20, whatever it is, or further than that, it goes on. But it should reset, especially with the gold track right there, 26 days. I think for the platinum side of things, it continues on further. I don't know. I don't care because I don't spend in the game. But what I care about is free units and free stuff, because who doesn't like that stuff? There's lots of spicy selectors for those, depending on the progression, I want to say. Some nice stuff right at the very end. I suppose it's debatable whether or not there's Cavalier players like shouting out going, oh great, 10% of a tier 5 class catalyst, great. But from a Paragon perspective, seeing, what's that, 50% of tier, I thought I was going to say tier 6 and I was going to go overjoyed. But we do get a super card captor crystal, which, well, guarantees you what? What does it guarantee you? Doesn't say anything about units. I thought it would be like some stuff with like no units from it then. Okay, fine. Maybe there's some stuff there. Fabulous crystals. Like if we get some fabulous crystals, that would be great. But as well, more selectors for things like Paragon crystals. Hey, nice. And what else? Tier 4 class catalyst selector. I mean, it's free, but I don't give a whoop about that. So I'll take the free single Paragon crystal and all the stuff that comes with it to boot. But yeah, nothing about the. I mean, look, there's going to be as well super fabulous there's going to be 7-star fragments, I think, of the platinum pool, which should be like here. Some spenders get that. Super card captor. It says 6-star. But some people are saying they got 7-star. I don't know where it is. It probably isn't something you can get for free as part of non-spending. But I've definitely seen like players say that they've been having access to certain things when it comes to like the 7-star portion. I think someone on Twitter messaged me or kind of sent an image, which is that one right there. Thank you to Shu for that one. So yeah, there's a 7-star piece right there. So yeah, 7 stars platinum. We did talk about that. It was a leaked thing, which, you know, I mean, like, it's a big surprise to you to think that I was like, oh, Rich, you're talking about leaks. Platinum pool. I mean, up to like stirring the pot. I haven't really seen many people getting annoyed because we talked about that, rather than going, oh, by the way, Morbius is coming to the game, or this champion for August, or this one's September. Well, August one we already know about. Any case, back to the point. Back to the point of all of this. Okay, so good news is extra rewards. Freebies. Thumbs up. That's good news. Okay. First thing to kind of like start off with is, because if you've seen the post that you get access to a 7-star Mobius, which that's very large on screen right now. Let's kind of bring this in shot. So you get access to 7-star Morbius. This is through the Platinum Pass. You do have to pay for that one because Kabam ain't going to give you a freebie, of course, for that one. All players have access to rewards in the Golden Path, and you can purchase the Platinum Pass to unlock the Platinum Track and even more rewards in it. And there's the Platinum Triple Pass, which, you know, made very, very clear of this stuff. It's not. I just wish that Kabam would go back to more clearer stuff when it comes to explanation of these. Not with quests, but like with deals. Deals don't need to be complex. In any case, the Morbius stamps. So collect your Morbius stamps. You get a 7-star. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. You can Only earn a maximum of 3 Morbius stamps over the course of 3 events, because it does reset 3 times, and no additional stamps will be sold or available anywhere else, so spend your stamps wisely. There's nothing of a... I'm just looking to see if there's any kind of like pre-store right now. No. But look, there's a big question that's been brought about this new champion coming into game, and that is buying into the champion. So, would you like to see the abilities? I'm not saying it because I've got it, but I'm saying like, would you have liked to have seen the abilities or the try before you buy, stats and information before buying in? I don't know. I mean, look at it from a situation of like this. We can all agree that we'd have been seeing Kabam slip up the last few times for the last couple of weeks. Well, they're doing the best with it. But I think that's the thing. Like, I don't know whether or not like you want to see the abilities, because like that's the thing as well. I hope people listen to you and don't spend $25 to $30 to get Morbius. Nobody's forcing you to buy anything Kabam has to offer. Don't spend and be happy. I mean, that's down to a personal preference if you want to do that. But yeah, I don't know if people would want to like see the abilities first before that. But it's a fair point. The other stuff in the track is solid value for $25, even without Morbius. As we said, you get the platinum side of things. If you do spend, I mean, you do get a lot of value. I mean, it's a fair point. We'll go back to the point about kind of getting access to a champion early on. But if you look at the extent of units, you get 30 there, 30 there in a platinum, 90, that's 120, 150, 170, 200. I should probably count that wrong. But in any case, you get all of that. Sorry, I'm not really counting that up correctly. But you get a good chunk of units from that, but as well the other stuff. I am disappointed in the fact to see stuff like 7-star shards kind of go into this, as, you know, again, we're doing this imbalance thing. But look, spenders be spenders, spenders get further, and all that stuff. And look, there's a lot of stuff available here with some good enough value for it for people to keep themselves spending. How much 7-star shards? 150. So what is that? How many days have we got? The 28th to the 42nd. Oh my god, maths, Richard. 14. And calculator now. 14 times 150, if I've done that right. So 2,100 7-star shards. I don't know. Like you think if you spend on the game, you can identify what's good value and what's not. For me, who doesn't spend in the game anymore, it's debatable whether or not. Like, I would look at that and go like, well, I could just kind of save my money and buy stuff in Battlegrounds. But again, that's taking it from a perspective of I didn't spend in the game, so therefore it doesn't overly concern me. The question is down to you on that particular decision. But sorry, going back to something that I did kind of like say about is, do you want to see the abilities beforehand? And Kabam, I'm not going to give you that particular detail. If you're wondering to yourself, well, I need to consider, do I need to make an investment for the champion? Try before you buy. Well, Kabam Mike says, as this is just early access to a normal release, we are not ready to share that information and won't be until October. I guess, again, this goes back to the spending habit side of things. Is like, are you willing to sink in? Would you have sunk the money in to Paragon crystals for the champion in October, because this guarantees you a champion, a 7-star version of the champion? And that's a very good question, because again, it does boil down to value of how much you have to spend in order to access it. Now, I think you can like spend your way to kind of like, this player here, it looks like he spent their way to kind of like blast through all of it with the double track event boost. Again, it's up to you whether or not you want to buy it. For me personally, no. And if you're going to complain about the event, just don't buy it. That's really kind of like in a nutshell. Like, I'm not buying it because I went non-spending. It'll be 2 years in December, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. But as I said, what does bother me is competitive elements. How Kabam look at is an influx of 7 stars as of October. Does it mean that someone's able to get a spending jump above me and get a better stacked roster? Possibly. More than likely, the answer is yes. And at the same time, Kabam have to deal with how that matchmaking is sorted out. I don't want to be stomped on when it comes to matchmaking in getting out of stuff like Battlegrounds. And as well, you know, Kabam have to look at the implications of things like prestige and how it affects AQ and AW, if it does affect that kind of stuff. So that's how they need to deal with it. From a spending side of things, again, this is down to you on it, as to like what you buy and how you kind of like get your advantages. As it says here, access platinum track rewards for 3 times double track events at a discount and compete one day in the current double track event. So I'm not sure if that means that by spending $50, essentially it gets you through and gets you those stamps and stuff like that. So again, you have to look at it and go, a 7-star for $50 maybe, essentially, maybe that, quite possibly. And also just on the boost side of things, Kabam Jacks, could see Kabam Jacks, by the way. I can't speak how similar events have run in the past, because some people were saying like, okay, well, you know, they buy and they're able to smash it out. The boost allows you to claim platinum track rewards immediately, but the gold rewards are to be claimed daily. Rest assured, you'll still have access to them. You'll just have to wait out the timer and see when you tap the red lock icon. Of course, with all this is that do bear in mind more gold track people, more free to play, will be accessing this event to people that are spending on this particular event. And as I said, and as I reiterated through this video, is you spend at your own leisure. It's up to you if you spend. Is this going to be cheaper than buying a 7-star outright or getting a 7-star from Crystals? Yes. Will it be easier than, say, grinding out an arena if 7-star arenas were ever a thing? Yes, more than likely. If you're looking to get something a bit of value versus, say, Cyber Weekend, debatable, because it's basically like saying a fully formed 7-star, but you get to select something as opposed to it being kind of randomized, so you may be left disappointed by all of this. It looks like on this situation there's a lot of confusion on this, and, you know, if you want 3 months worth, you're gonna have to go for the Platinum Triple Pass. I think that's the problem with kind of like how clear a lot of this is, because it can be seen as very, very confusing to players. And especially like, look, if you didn't know already or didn't kind of like get the memo, as Kabam say, it's these are the 3 kind of like events as they run. July 21st to August 17th, August 18th to September 14th, September 15th to October 12th. But look, you know, I think that with this event, right, if you're non-spending, it's up to you whether or not you care. Like, I'm happy about the free stuff, I really am. And I got to be honest, when it comes to like the 7-star side of things, like you're paying for getting a guaranteed champion, so it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Does it ruin the kind of the ecosystem of the game? It depends how much and how many 7-star shards Kabam want to influx into the game. But basically, by doing nothing and obviously paying your way to get something, you've had access to something. Could Kabam make it a little bit more clear on stuff? Maybe. I don't know. I kind of got the memo for like first and foremost that, you know, there is that if I was spending, I'd probably go for the Platinum Triple Pass, which is you get a 7-star. You get 3 times the solo event, not 3 times the solo. Well, you do get 3 times the solo events, but you get 3 times the amount of the objectives, access to the platinum event. You get some free units. That's good, I guess. It's not overstonking, but basically you're kind of paying for the access to the 7-star on it. But yeah, as I said, I'm non-spending, so it doesn't really bother me at all. I don't know if it bothers any. Put it in the comment section. Does this setup bother you, especially if you're non-spending, or if you're thinking of spending? But as I said, it's a difficult one, because if you're spending, you want to see value for money. This kind of is value for money, especially if you look at how much you'd have to pay for Cyber Weekend deals and as well July 4th deals, and the extent of getting a guaranteed 7-star, which is, from what I gather, by spending that amount of money, you didn't get, as a Paragon player, access to it. But if you're Thronebreaker and Paragon, you may feel this is actually kind of like relatively good value. I don't know, if you're that type of player, put it in the comment section. Do you think this is value for money? But as I said, I don't spend in the game, so I don't really care whether or not it kind of like, you know, it doesn't affect me overly. I want my free stuff. I'm getting my free stuff, so that's something of a positive. I'll take that as a small W in all this. It's just how it kind of impacts the ecosystem for 7 stars being given to people, and how you balance that against that in matchmaking and AQ and AW. That's the thing that kind of like really kind of matters. But in any case, thoughts in the comment section about that matter. That's been the video. Check out some other content located on the screen, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye.